Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Muchnik from Raz-Lee Security. Thank you for joining us for this week's webinar for Audit for IBM iShops. Each week through the end of the year, we will presenting one or two webinars covering the major modules of our iSecurity solution. A few words about Raz-Lee. Our company founded in 35 years ago. Its ongoing mission is to provide security software for IBM i. Raz-Lee has more than 12,000 products licensed installed in over 40 countries around the world. We have also developed some unique solutions in the market, such as antivirus, like anti-ransomware, change tracker, and capture. This is the map of our corporate offices all over the world, including our business partners like Imperva, like McAfee, and other very important companies all over the world, including IBM. As you can see, we have many companies that partner with us, including most of the major SIEM and DAM companies like Imperva is a leading provider of data and application security solutions, including OEM of our solution into their secure sphere, and we provide solution for McAfee DAM software. This is the example of our customer for different sectors such as finance, banking, and healthcare. Our security suite of products is the most comprehensive solution for the security auditing and compliance on the IBM i. We cover more aspects of security than any other company. All our software was created by Raz-Lee, so they share the same look and feel and have the same terminology through the entire suite. This means that you face the smallest possible learning curve for each modules, since once you're familiar with one of them, you know how the others work. The products share a powerful report generator and scheduler, which come with 100 of built-in customizable reports. Today, we will focus on our solution Audit. As you can see on the slide, the Audit belongs to the category auditing category of the products. As you can see, we have additional category like protection, antivirus, encryption, and database category. Today, we're going to focus only on auditing, the first product in auditing catalog category. As I told you before, the product is the same look and feel and terminology. We wrote the product inside the company, inside the Raz-Lee. Nothing bought or assembled from outside the companies. We have full and green screen, short learn curve, easy to use, very friendly, and including statistics, integral business intelligence for other convenient analysis. We have very smart wizard, real-time periodical alerts, all done for S400. We support SIEM with different very standard formats like CIF, LEAF. We have report query generator and scheduler procedural print with the output to screen, to HTML format, PDFs, Excel, and email reports. We have hundreds of built-in customizable report that based off years of experience in auditing and the security. And also, as I told you before, we have unique products like Capture. We take a picture of every green screens, change tracker, DBGate, and ransomware, anti-ransomware. Today we're going to cover an audit from different angles of the product. So first of all, why we need the audit? This is the agenda. iSecurity audit product key features, auditing of user profiles, objects, and other entities, auditing of activity, audit journal and queue history log, ways to analyze log, report generator, business intelligence, and SIM, and filter capability, automatization, tracking, and react upon event to SIM, email, and to other output. Why we need the audit on S400? First of all, we have regulations, very important regulation all over the world, like GDPR in Europe and outside, and we have NIS standard and HIPAA for healthcare and SOX. All these required reports, schedule reports, automatic reports without any touch of human hand. It's working automatically on all S400 system. On this picture, you can see the status on IBM I, for example. The left side of the picture, you can see the IBM, the audit journal, and the receivables. This is standard Q audit journal of QCs in S400. Our product provide to the S400 different and additional benefits, like, for example, as you can see in the blue squares, iSecurity Audit, this is the product. We can use the visualizer on the GUI. They take all logs of QOG journal and additional logs like from Q history, and can show us on the screen like a audit log, and we can make additional export activity like alerts to SIM, like QRadar and other famous SIM systems in the world, including alerts to email, SMS, message queue, etc. This important function I want to show you, first of all, really on S400 in the reality. Please look into the S400 with me. This is our product audit. The audit part of our portfolio. This is all our full portfolio of products, and we're talking today about the audit, the first product, most important product in our portfolio. So we can use the main screen, and we can use short command of audit, for example. So I'm going to show you the screen. This is the audit. From other side, we have the GUI screen. The GUI screen, the GUI software, this is the GUI. As you can see on the GUI, we can add here many helpers that you have in your company. So you can scroll between the systems and manage all our iSecurity products from this screen. You don't need any knowledge of S400 to manage iSecurity on S400. So it is very important advantage that you can allow to your security team to manage security product on S400 without any knowledge of S400. For example, now I'm looking inside the Raz-Lee 3. This is our system that I showed you before on the green screen. And this is all our portfolio, as you saw on the screen, on green screen. And now I focus on the audit. So this is the audit. All definitions that we can see on this screen, we have the same options on the green screen. For example, as you can see, we have all functions that you can see here existing on the GUI client, but additional function that we have on the GUI, only on the GUI, This is the Visualizer BI. This is a statistics tool that can analyze all traffic, all events that inside the QRG journal, and I will show you in a few minutes how it works. So let's look into the green screen first. So as I told you before, the audit based on the information that comes from the QRG journal of the system. And we know that it's very difficult to analyze this information because it's very complex data inside the receivers of QRG journal. So we give you a solution, very smart and easy solution to see everything that's getting inside the log of QRG journal. Just a moment, let me show you. This is the log. This is the log of audit, and it's the same information. It's in the very friendly order of the data that you can see here. Every line, this is the event of S400. So you can just press F1 of one event, and you will see the full information of this event, like job information, like entry types. By the way, entry types, all information that inside QRG journal receivers are categorized by entry types and sub-entry types. So I will show you in a few minutes the dictionary of these entry types. It will be easy to find any entry type that you want to analyze and maybe get alert from this entry type. So on this screen, you can see everything that was happening on the system Raz-Lee 3 with a specific username and time stamp and program that's responsible for this event and the entry type and the explanation of entry type, and also the full information of this event. Okay, so in this way we can see the logs, and if we page down, we can see the next lines with next information, and also we have a shortcut command for very important commands that we often using on our audit. For example, if I look into the 42 display log, so this is the same command that I typed a few seconds ago, and this is the command display AU log. By pressing F4, I can use very smart fields inside the product, like please show me last 2 minutes, and it will show you last 2 minutes of events inside the log of system log. And you can also check a period. For example, if you want to investigate some important event that was in the past, so you're just typing the date, for example, you're typing the date, and it will bring you the specific date and specific time and specific period, and you can analyze events by this period of activity. You can see. Also, you can point to the specific user if you want to analyze some security event, or not only a security event, operational event, or even to assist your develop team to analyze some critical problem in program. So you can use this tool also by pointing the user profile name, specific profile name, the time, and it will show you the activity of this user for specific seconds even. Okay. Look into the another commands that you can use from this screen. For example, you can look into the specific events by entry type. So you just put here entry type, and in the page down in the next screen, you can type the entry type that you want to see. For example, not here. You have to add the word by enter type, and it will show you add for you another field for enter types. Okay. So this was the log of audit. Another very important function inside the audit, this is the queries. The queries, we have a lot of queries built in, dozens of queries that build in that based on our experience in the auditing. So you don't have to think about new report, or you don't have to create something that someone asking for you. You just get the list from your auditor and look into the list, and in the list you can find a requirement for some password report, and you're just looking for password reports in this group of reports, and it will show you immediately all reports with the word password. For example, users without no password, password expired. So you have a lot of built-in ready reports. You don't have to do anything. For example, let's run one report on the screen. By option 5, I can run report. As you can see, the short command is run AU query. So you can add this command to any your private menus, and you can use it also, or always you can use it. Okay, and now you can see on the screen only a few events that from this report, and you can also even point on this report, and by F11 you can see the event from the log. So it's very dynamic report. It's not only showing you output, you also can look inside the reports, and even you can change the columns order, etc. So it was one report that you can, after you're happy with this report, you can send this report, for example. You can send this report to your print or to your email. For example, if I want this report in PDF format, so I just added the type, my email, or maybe additional email outbox. Also, you can zip the report. You can protect with the password if you want. And after you press enter, it will run, and it should send report to your email. Okay, so this is the one concept of how to get reports to your email, and another option that's very common, very popular option is to add report to your scheduler. So by S, you can add these reports to scheduler. For example, now it's weekly scheduler. And if I want to add additional reports, for example, let's take this report also to this weekly scheduler. And then it's very simply the result of these two reports appears inside the job scheduler. So you can see this weekly. It's one of these jobs will send on a daily basis, or weekly, or monthly, or maybe once per year. It will send email with reports to your auditors. So this is very simply, and also you can use not only IBM scheduler system, you can use in external other systems of scheduler. It's the same. You just take the command. You take the command from here and add it to your external scheduler system. So it's very easy, very simply to send reports in the scheduler. And another option that I want to show you with the reports, it's that if you have very big report and you want to get the results to your email, or maybe to your QPrint, so you just can send it to batch. So option 8, run as batch job. 5, interactive as scheduler. Okay. Okay. Let me show now the next function that possible to define and including inside the product. So before this, I want to show you the dictionary that I promised to you. So by option 1 and option 9, you will see that all categories of entry types that IBM provide on S400. As you can see, the category in the left column, entry types in the middle, in the right, the sub entry type, and also you will be able to see here additional entry type of Raz-Lee. This is not including in the Audit journal. We added additional entry types that you can use it with the product. In the main screen, we already covered the log, the queries, and now we're going to cover the real-time detection rules. So we have few functions here. We have 11 real-time auditing, and we have 13 status active jobs and message queues. So this is most important function in the audit. Also, the firewall, it comes from the other product firewall and the IFS logs. I will talk about it later. So let me look into the QOD journal, real-time auditing and the audit. So as you can see here, we have all entry types in this column. And one of the benefits on the product that we can filter audit log for some entry types. For example, if we want to ignore the entry types of AF, for example, so I just move log yes from here. I will move it from here. So it's very useful tool because you can always filter some entry types, and it will give you a solution with the disk size and with the more effective way to manage the product and S400 also. Okay, let me show you two methods how we can generate alert. In our language, in the audit, in iSecurity, we call it action. This is the component of alerts. So we have to, first of all, we have to choose the entry type. And if we're getting inside this definition, so CO, it's create object. And I want that every time that object will create it with the user profile, for example, this is our filtering definitions that based on the query, based on the functions like, for example, equal, not equal, little equal, great equal, little, great, list, not in the list, like, not like, item, not item, start, not start, and we can add PGM. So after I decide which filter I'm going to use in the CO create object, okay, for example, if I'm going to move this one, so I will get alerts for every object that will be created inside the system. In the next screen, I can write the message that I want to get from this alert. So I can leave it in automatically. It will send you automatic message, or I can even write here a message. Please pay attention. Pay attention. And after I write a simple text, I can, by F7, choose the real fields of this event. So I can, for example, take an object name, object type, etc. Let's go back again Let's go back again to the main screen of audit. Back to create object. I clear all filters. I choose the message automatically. Now I can update here the alert, modify alert message. How I'm going to get this message? For example, 3, it's user, or message queue or user, to user Alex3. And also I can put my email name, and I can add here the SIM. So we can add here the SIM option. One thing I want to show you in this alert, that we can, just a moment, let me see this screen. Yeah. So this is a very important part of this action screen, because we can add here, or you can edit here, any your own program. So just imagine if you want to monitor special event in the system, and every time that this event will appears inside the log in the future, it will call your program, So it's not only security issue, it can be operating solution for some operators duties that you have to do in your company. Okay, so this is one important function that it's important to me to show you. Okay, so now let's create any object. For example, let's create a user profile. Okay, I got some message, I think. Yeah, you see, I got alert that user was created, and also it will appears in the Outlook. So let's close this alert, because I'm going to get many alerts from this section. Okay, so this was the real-time auditing. Additional function that we have in the audit, it's a really additional option, because with option 30 status and active jobs, you can monitor any job, any status of the job. So the example is, if you have job in message wait, so this alert can manage and can send you alert about this event, that your job in message wait in the middle of the night, it's very critical job, and you have to know about the message wait of this job. And by this entry type, you can reach this task by defined a specific entry type. Also, you can get alerts about the pool status, subsystem status. If the subsystem is down, suddenly you get alert. You get alert to your SMS, to your email, to SIM, the message queue, and also by these entry types, you can get the disk space size alert. So you can define, for example, let me show you how it's easy and simply to define. You just choosing the entry type, uh, and in the entry type, you can see everything that you want to get. For example, CPU, you can get alert about high CPU. For example, more than 100% or 99%. Okay, you can you can you can get alert about the jobs in the system. If you know that you have in a job 10,000 jobs, and you want to get alert when it will be 20,000, so you can get alert. And you also can get alert about the disk space, so you can define the 95% or 85%, and we will get alert about it. Also, you can make alerts about database fields, and etc. Option 14, it's unique option, because we can monitor not only QOD journal and not only special status of active jobs. We can also monitoring message queues like this one. This is the most important message queue in the system. We also know we know that this is very important, and sometimes we have to clear it, and sometimes it's even risky to keep it big, too big message queue. So we can monitor events from the any message queue, not only this one, by message ID. So the next time that you define the alert and you want to get alert about this message ID, including some specific username or maybe severity or additional information like a subsystem name, and then you will get to your SMS that you have special CPF message and you have to do something with this. But it's not all only. We can monitor also the historic log. You see, it's unique option that you can take from your historic log also CPFs and to monitor it and to send alerts from this database, including firewall. So in the next session, when we're talking about the firewall, and maybe some of you all already heard about the firewall, I highly recommend it to look into our workshop about firewall because it's very unique product, very powerful defense on the S400. And you also can get alerts from firewall by defining these options. And when I mentioned the logs of Audit and all other products, our products, we can send logs and actions to the SIEM by simply definition option 30. And this option will give you ability to choose any SIEM in your company. We have triple systems of SIEM connectivity parallel, so you can choose one. It will be QRadar, other can be ArcSight, and third can be something else. It's depending on your company. And even you don't have any SIEM in your company, I'm sure that in the future the auditors will ask you to install SIEM. And if you want to prepare yourself early, so you can even install a free SIEM like Kiwi, and then you can train yourself how to send logs to your SIEM, and you can connect to the free version of Kiwi 5 devices, including S400, and just example. Okay, and if you want to see logs on S400, so you keep default in definition. But if you want to see logs only on the SIEM, you don't want to see any logs on S400, so you're just working with operational mode. And this next definition is of SIEM. You just have to build your SIEM machine, activate it, and you have to type the IP address of your SIEM machine to choose the protocol UTP. This is standard. The port is standard of one of the SIEM that we have here. And also, as I mentioned before, we have many formats, standard formats, leaf, CIF, it depends on your SIEM machine. And if you don't want to use special format, then you can write message structure, simply message structure. For example, you can see this is the message structure to your SIEM, and you can also use it. And one important thing that we have here in the SIEM, it's the next. We have, first of all, we have the filtering of SIEM. So you can use the filtering system of the SIEM. By option 22, you can decide which severity you will update, will define to the SIEM. But you have standard recommendation of IBM. So if you choose option F21, you will get a package of IBM recommendation. So we have two sets of IBM recommendation, set 1, set 2, and even 3. We have 3 sets, okay? Additional thing that I want to show you on the SIM part, that we have solution for McAfee JSON definitions. So we also as support for JSON definitions and for SMTP also. So the old SIM machine still using SMTP, and you also can get this solution, and we support it. We have support to IFS logs to SIM. So it's also part of our reporting to the SIM. Let's look into the additional option that we have in the GUI. As I told you before, all our products is here, and we have additional visualizer BI. This is a very powerful tool. And now I'm looking in the statistics view of the data in the last 3 days of QOG Journal of Audit. So I'm looking inside the data. And let's make a filter bigger. I hope it won't take too much time. Yes, yes, perfect. So as you can see here on this view, it will give you ability to understand what's going inside your S400 system. Without this tool, it's very difficult. I think it's impossible to know what's going inside your S400 system. It's also the same view and the same concept, but different angle of data in our other product firewall. But I'm now focusing on audit and look into the next results. I choose the user and I select the quantity. And as I can see in the last few days, 3 days, or maybe 1 month, or maybe half a year, I see that some user has a high quantity of access to the system. So first of all, now I know who and what is going on inside the product inside S400. For example, I see these users, and now I'm going to check additional information from this user, like jobs of this user that are responsible of high quantity. And I can see the IP address. Sometimes a system, IBM system, cannot provide us specific IP address. A program that's responsible for this activity. Entry types. If I want to get the explanation of entry type, I just put the mouse and I can see ZC, this is the object access, and sub entry types. So it's like you can see the macro of this event. And after after I decide that this event is very important to me, I can drill to data. So I can getting inside the job log, the audit log, and look inside the log to understand more what was done exactly in the system from this specific user for this specific program. And the bottom of the screen, you can see that this is the time. It will give you the time feeling that it's working. Maybe it will take a little bit time because I took not only 3 days, more than of this. Okay. Now I'm going to other system. We'll run it once again. Oh, sorry. I jump to the Okay, I think it will take a little bit time. Let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so as I told you before, we have new features in this audit. We added new sources of information for queries, triple SIM support, Q history log. We have a lot of reports with the query generator, and we also supports ASP, and we have remote system that you can run one report on other machine and to get everything in one batch of reports, including zip. We can zip the files, zip the reports with the password protect. And for each report that has no data, you will receive subject, no data. Then you will be able to put this report to specific folder. Okay. Let me show you the GUI once again. Oh, no data. Okay. Okay, so this was the visualizer example. We can also, from the audit, we can see the logs. We have special section for the logs, and we can choose the audit here. And also we can see the logs. For example, this is object changed, and you can define everything from here, everything. For example, if we're going to audit definitions, and we can look inside the auditing settings and auditing types and control message that control and send alerts based on the queue history log and message queues and object. Just a moment, let me show you. Here, this is the real-time detection rules. This definition that we did a few minutes ago. So everything you can define from this screen without any knowledge on S400. So it's most important thing. Now I'm going to remove the filtering if I want to back to the first view of the visualizer, audit visualizer. So I can move all filtering, and I can Excel, I can send reports from Excel, I can sell report, I can drill to data, and I can choose the subtype, for example, and IP address of this subtype, and many wonderful functions of this GUI client of Visualizer BI. Additional important information that I want to share with you is that we have definitions of time groups. For example, if I want to run specific reports of users' activity, so I can define a time group, and I can define the starting and ending hours of their work. So this report will run, for example, of after users or employees work hours. So we can get information who was inside the system in the evening, in the night hours of the day. So it's a most important function to define, and you can add this function in the queries. Let me show you an example of one query, how you add it. And I will take just an example of any report that I can do from this list. For example, this report attribute change, and I can add here time group. So it can be time group. I'm taking one time group with F4 from the list, okay? And I can define that this report will run on the in the hours that not including in this time group, okay? And then it will give you a result of the activity in the evenings, in the nights, okay? So it was the definition of time groups. Additional nice option that I showed you before, let me show you once again. It's if I'm taking one report, for example, I will take this one, just example, and in the filter conditions, I can define here item. Okay, so I can define item inside the item or not inside or not item. So the definition of item will be in option 35. You can take one group class and you take another group and you can add items inside this definition. Let me show you if we have here an example. And for example, so you can add here additional items, in this case it's library, and after you added a list of libraries here, the inference would be in the report. You can choose the item or not in item. It will run on this group. With the functionality on the audit, we added additional functions that, from my experience, I saw many security guys using this option. It's option, let me show you, user management. So you can enable and disable user for our GUI screen. So because we have special security system that we can define for specific users. Let me show you example of this screen. It's operators security screen. You can give to any user, specific user. For example, if I take Alex2, you can see you can give him, first of all, you can protect the access to our products by additional password, or you can keep it without password, blank. And you have specific addition that you can, authority that you can give to this Alex2. For firewall, you can give him, for example, only query, only use. And for audit, you can give him option number 9. It's full. And also user management, you can give him authority. And then this user may be not with high authority. He will get authority to manage the product, and including he can use user management options to enable the user, disable user, and we have additional options here, enhanced options, how to deal with the users that we forgot about them, they never log in, or maybe log in 2 years ago, and you want to auto disable the users, and after that you can delete these users. So he also has this function ability. And okay. Also, in the audit, this is our base product, because we have a solution with other products like firewall, AP journal, change tracker, and all others. The audit is our base product, and one of the important products in the security fields. So we have additional function that you can use inside the product Let me just show you. First of all, you can define the central administration. The central administration, if you have few machines, for example, I have Raz-Lee 2, I have Raz-Lee 3, I have additional machine, okay? So I installed the iSecurity on all machines, and then I want to run one report. I only have to define once the report, and then I can run it on all machines. Let me show you, for example. No, it's not in here. It's in the running mode, option 5 or 8, and then system to run for all, and it will run on all system. And we have a lot of customers with 100, 200 helpers, and maybe more, and then use this function, and they get one report on one time to all machines into one email. So it's magnificent options, really. After we defined the actions for real time on firewall and status active and others, so we have specific option that was very friendly just to see what kind of actions we have in the system. So it's all actions, all alerts in one central place. And if you want to look into the which action, which alert belongs to which definition, so by option 8 were used, you will see the when specifically the action, the alert was defined. For example, you can see this alert defined for this entry type. So I think the time is to finish this session. Thank you to join us. I will happy if you have asked questions, and I will happy to answer. So I wait for some questions. And if you have no time now, you can send us email, and always we can send you direct answer for any questions on iSecurity, on also S400. As we, as a professional in this field, we can assist you in the I have one question from Asia. Can we use the product with the ASP? Yes, of course. We can use an ISP. I know that in the last few years, a lot of customers install this environment, and we support it. And we know the advantage of this structure, this architecture of IBM, and we support it, of course. We support it. I have a question from Mark. How much take time will implement this product? The audit, the implementation of audit, it's fast. It's really fast. It's you install the product, put the license key, and we get a result of the logs immediately. So you will be able to see logs immediately. Not only logs from now, from the moment of the installation, you can see the logs from your history, from the receiver's information of QOD journal. So the implementation, basic implementation, is very fast. But if you want specific alerts, very deep management of your queries, So it can take time. It can take time. It depends of your request. Okay. So again, thank you for joining us for the meeting. It was my pleasure to show you the product, and I hope to see you next week. In Tuesday, we have Authority on Demand, another product, a very important product for how to manage access to production system, how to avoid not authorized access to production, to record everything that's happening in production by suppliers, by programmers, and how to limit and how to control this access. So I will happy if you join us. I'm going to also to join this meeting next Tuesday. Thank you very much and have a nice day.